Welcome back, friends. Today we're starting our day off with a motorbike ride through the mountains, and when we get back I'm going to show you how I have managed to mount this motorbike to the front of this truck. But first things first, let's get this bike off of here and go for a ride. Get it. Welcome from the top of our climb. We are at the top of McGilvery Range, which is over 2,000 meters above sea level. Now, it was 1,100 meters of climbing and about a 35-minute drive on the motorbike to get up here. And the views here are absolutely stunning. You can see this entire valley in the southeast of British Columbia, and it's not too smoky, thankfully. We're so high up here that you can even see fires burning hundreds of kilometers away in the background, which is just so crazy. But luckily there's not a lot of smoke here. And it looks like this is an old fire lookout. Back 50 to 100 years ago, someone had to climb up here and sit up here for 2 weeks and look out into the valley for fires and notify people when that happened. And I couldn't even imagine what it would be like living up here during the summer for a couple weeks at a time. Completely isolated. There's nothing around, there's nobody around. There's just these crazy dirt roads that we climbed to get up here. We went the wrong way to start, so we've been riding for probably an hour and a half now, and the roads are absolutely treacherous. They are not well suited for a motorbike. I've been up here before on a quad, an ATV, and even on that it was quite challenging, but trying to do it on this motorbike is very difficult. But a little update on where we are. We are parked just outside of Moy, British Columbia. Now, this is in between Cranbrook and Creston, two other stops that we stayed at. And we've stayed 2 nights here and it's been absolutely wonderful. We got a little bit of cliff jumping in Moy Falls. I'll show you that. That was a big drop. That might be one of the biggest cliff jumps I ever done. I think maybe only bigger was in Hawaii at the very most southern point of the United States into the ocean, which was much warmer than this water. But it's just the fear of getting over the cold water. I love the drops, I love the heights, but that was cold. Should we go again? Nat, you up?
No way.
All right, I guess I'm the only one getting wet. This was an awesome little hidden waterfall. And despite the chilly water, that was actually one of the best cliff jumps I have ever done in my whole life. It was surprisingly tall, way taller than it ends up looking on video, and a little scary, but I saw some teenage kids do it and I thought, if they can do it, I sure as heck can as well. So our plan for the day is to finish up with this ride, head back to the truck, make up a little bit of lunch, and then we're gonna head into Creston, British Columbia. Now, I used to go to Creston with my grandparents when I was a kid, and what I remember most about that area is the amazing fruit trees and U-picks. So I think tomorrow we're gonna go try to pick some fresh cherries right off the trees, which I'm super excited for. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then explore around the area up towards Kootenay Lake. And that'll definitely take a few days, if not a full week, before we make our way to Kelowna, British Columbia, where we'll stay for a couple of days. We have some friends out there, so I'm really looking forward to that visit. But we're gonna continue taking in this gorgeous view and work our way back down to the truck for some lunch, because we've been riding for a couple hours now, and it's definitely time to get some lunch in us. So we'll meet you at the bottom and I'll show you how I put this motorbike on the front of my truck. Here we go. Okay, we made it back from our bike ride, got a nice little shower in, ate some lunch, and now it is time to put this motorbike onto the front of the truck. And the way that I have this rigged up is I just got a regular front mount hitch for the truck and then a hitch motorbike stand. Now, the only issue with it is it's only rated for 500 pounds and that motorbike weighs 500 pounds. So I'm at the very top of its limit, but it's a pretty simple setup. It's just a regular hitch going right into the motorbike carrier, and then me and my dad helped make some headlights because the motorbike blocks the headlights on the truck. So to get the bike up there, I have this fancy little ramp, and it just goes right up onto here, and all I gotta do is just drive the motorbike right up onto the front of the truck and then use a few straps to ratchet it down. Now, all is easier said than done because the bike's pretty heavy. You gotta balance it up there, and then once it's up there, it just wants to fall off. So it takes a little bit of practice, but I've done it quite a few times now. I'm slowly getting the hang of it. I've never had the bike fall on me, so let's hope that doesn't happen today either. So let's see how this goes for me. A little rocky, but we made it. Now, first thing I gotta do is ratchet up one of these straps so that the bike doesn't go anywhere. And with that first strap on, I don't have to be worried about the bike falling off, and then I can really mount it down tight to this from here. And going around and tightening the last few of the straps, you can see the motorbike is securely locked there in place. Now, the only thing with it that I'm not the biggest fan of is that it really compresses the front tire right here, which I know is not very good for it. And then the same thing with the back tire. These little knobbies really get sucked right down into there. And I know it's not good for the tire, but I don't have any other way of securing this to the truck. So we got our nice little ratchet strap in there, another one right down here to the carrier, and then the one that does most of the work is this one that goes right under the body and right down to that carrier. So all in all, that's how I have it strapped down. I also have these big ratchet straps attached to the front of the truck just because I am at max capacity with this. I figured that will just help with any movement as we go over bumps, especially when you're camped out in a place like this. It's awfully rocky and dirt roads to get here. And so the truck just shakes and that motorbike carrier takes an absolute beating. So that really helps with that. And then, yeah, that's the truck, or that's the motorbike on the truck, and we're good to drive down the road looking just like this. Now, one thing I've noticed is this does turn a lot of heads because not many people have motorbikes strapped to the front of their trucks. I was worried about the truck overheating because I am blocking off the radiator, which cools the engine, but I haven't had any issues in the few years that I've had this. So everything seems to be working. I'm gonna tie up those ratchet straps, make sure it's all good to go, and then we are heading off to Creston this evening. So I'm super excited for that. I'm not too sure how long it will take us to get there, but we'll tune back in once we're in Creston. See you there. Good morning from Creston, British Columbia.
Good morning.
Yeah, we spent the night here right by the Kootenay River. It was absolutely beautiful, and we slept in really late, took a dip in the water, and now we are out picking some cherries, some fresh cherries right off the tree. As you can see behind us, it's just rows and rows of cherries.
Lots of cherries.
Yeah, Nad's working on one right now.
They're so sweet, and it's like my natural lipstick.
Nice. Yeah, they told us to eat as many cherries as we can. He said if our white shirts aren't stained, he'll be really disappointed. And the cherries are only $3 a pound, which I think is really cheap. I don't know. I don't buy a lot of cherries very often, but this orchard just goes and goes and goes. We are in row 8 of 10 rows of cherries, and the cherries look absolutely scrumptious.
And he said we can eat as many as we want.
As many as we want.
Let's have a feast.
Do you want to show us how to pick one?
You show them.
Okay.
This is how you pick cherries. Show them code.
So we're all secured up with this harness, which is attached to a bucket. This is OG from the 70s, he says. And all that you gotta do is push the leaves back, and then to make the cherry drop, you just push on the stem, and it falls right in the bucket. We don't even have any cherries in our bucket yet. We've just been eating them.
How's it?
So sweet. That's probably the best cherry I've ever had in my whole life. But let's explore more of this orchard and find where the best cherries are. Should we fill up our buckets?
Yeah, right to the top.
20 pounds, he said, is a whole bucket, so we'll give it a go. Not even joking, cherries right off the tree are so incredibly fresh and so sweet. And the cool thing is you can like sample all the cherries before you pick them and put them in your little bucket. So you know you're getting the absolute perfect cherries every time. Man, they're good.
You want to see how many cherries per bag, Mama?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh, how many did you get? 5. Oh. Yeah, what do you do with all the pits?
I swallowed one.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
A cherry tree's gonna grow inside of you. Didn't you hear him say that? He said, make sure you don't eat the pits or else you'll grow a tree inside of you.
That's just silly.
He said that.
And remember, folks, don't eat the cherry pits or else a tree will grow inside of you.
Liar! Show them on your lips.
They look fine. Let's see yours.
Oh,
You got leaves in there.
that was gross.
That
Sorry.
was super gross. That wasn't a cherry. It's very interesting being here in Creston after spending some time through like Cranbrook and Invermere and Moy and being in the mountains, because Creston is kind of like just this big valley in between two mountain ranges, and it's so much warmer here. It's 5 degrees warmer during the day and 5 or 10 degrees warmer at night than it is in the mountains. And I think that's why cherries and fresh fruit grows here so well compared to in the mountains. Like, we're still kind of in them, but we're at a lot lower of altitude. The dude who runs the cherry place and was showing us around says that he thinks it almost acts like a little incubation chamber. The mountains kind of trap in all the warm air on the sides, and so this valley just stays really hot and pretty dry, hence why there's so many wildfires in the area. Although it hasn't been too smoky while we've been here, so there must not be any fires nearby. But it's so crazy that you just drive an hour from where we were yesterday, and it's a totally different climate, and they grow fresh fruit here, which is so cool. I got the hiccups from all the cherries I've been eating. But that being said, it's also super hot out here. It's like 33 degrees out today. Luckily, in the shade of the cherry trees, it's a lot nicer. But we just had to take a break and sit down for a minute. Also, I think our bellies are so full from eating so many cherries already. Nadia hasn't stopped eating them since she got here. Also wearing all white, head to toe, even your socks and shoes, you went with white, which I really like the smiley faces on your shoes.
thank you
Those are
for
fun.
the- This is Jerry,
Hi, Jerry.
Gary,
Gary.
and Jeff.
Jeff. Gary, Jerry, and Jeff. Nice. Okay, our tummies are full, and I think we've acquired hopefully about 3 pounds of cherries is what we're aiming for. So it is time to go back and weigh them and see how we did.
You want to hear some cherry jokes?
Sure.
What did one cherry say to the other cherry?
What?
If you weren't so sweet, we wouldn't be in this jam.
Whoa, that's a good one. Cherry jam joke.
What do you call it? Magic cherry.
What?
Cherry Potter.
Oh man. Did you name your cherries?
Did you?
Yeah.
What are the names?
I got a few different ones. Ezekiel, Lucille, Gary, and this one's Brad.
Oh, bad.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, that's a good one. What is the cherry's favorite cartoon?
What?
Tom and Cherries. One more. What did the nervous cherry say?
What?
I have a pit in my tummy.
Ah, are you coming up with all these on the spot? No, you just Googled cherry jokes, didn't you? Yeah, you were just looking up cherry jokes.
Oh.
Show me your search
It's all
history.
in here.
Show me your search history. Yeah.
No!
Okay, I believe you.
I got some good jokes.
Oh my gosh, that was the craziest experience ever. On top of picking all these awesome fresh cherries, getting our bellies full, I think we ended up with 7 pounds. I saw on the scale. He gave them to us for free.
But 3 pounds, then it just went to 0. But just take them.
Dude, for real?
Look how many cherries I have. Just
Aw.
take them. Enjoy.
Man,
Enjoy. Yeah.
dude, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
What's the name of this place? Semic Cherry Orchard. If you're ever through Creston, this is the place to come. I can't believe you gave us free cherries. That was so kind. But it's hot. We gotta go find some shade, somewhere to cool off, maybe go for another dip in the river.
Oh, yes, we should do that.
Yeah, I think we'll go stay back at the same spot we stayed at last night. I'll show you. It's absolutely gorgeous. So peaceful. Although there's a lot of mosquitoes. I got eaten alive last night. A lot of flies this morning buzzing around. But it's hot in here. Let's fire this truck up.
Okay, bye.
Picking fresh cherries right off the trees in Creston was definitely one of the highlights of this trip. Now, a few days have passed since then, and we've been eating cherries every single day. But one thing that they don't tell you about cherries is you're only supposed to eat between 10 and 20 cherries a day, because if you eat more than that, they're gonna give you a really bad tummy ache. After we left the cherry orchard, our guts were rotting all night long. And even for the next couple days, every single day we were eating so many cherries, trying to get through them before they went bad, because the cherries only last about a week. So we were probably eating, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 cherries a day. It may not seem like a lot, but 3 to 7 pounds of cherries, however many it ended up being, is a pile of cherries to get through. Now, we have run into a few challenges the past few nights because it has been really cloudy and rainy just about every single day for the past 3 days, and the truck runs off of solar power. So we rely entirely on the sun to power up our batteries and keep us afloat, and there has not been very much sun. So we've been struggling with power, which I use to run my computer, to do YouTube videos and to watch some TV in the evening and just give us some light and everything else that you need power for. So we've been having to do quite a bit of driving the past couple days, because when we drive, we can also recharge the batteries. That has definitely been a bit of a challenge the past few days, but it's supposed to be sunny for the next week. So I'm really excited about that. We won't have to worry about power and all of those issues. It seems like every single week we are encountering a brand new problem or a new challenge that we may not have expected, but it actually ends up being really fun and a valuable lesson for us, something that we know we can prepare for further in the future. While it may seem inconvenient and really suck at the time, at the end of the day, we're out here for new experiences and to learn new things, to try new things, and to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. I really think that's how you grow and learn and become just a better human being in general, is by facing a little bit of adversity. So while it sucks in the moment, all the things that we've had to go through has been really good for us. And I think that's something that we should all try to do a little bit more, is put ourselves in situations where we might be a little bit uncomfortable, or a situation that's not necessarily easy. Because I think that's the best way to grow, is by pushing yourself and really challenging yourself, pushing your limits. As you expand what's comfortable for you, more and more becomes easier, and it doesn't seem like as much of a daunting task. For example, living in a truck and taking up van life. It's scary and it's challenging, and it doesn't come without its problems along the way. But once you realize how to overcome those, they're no longer challenges and they're no longer difficult things to do. And that spreads beyond just that very small area. Sure, we know how to live in a truck and live in a small space, but these challenges that we've had to overcome are gonna affect our other areas of life in the future. And overall, just help us grow and make it easier to put ourselves in uncomfortable positions in the future. So if there's any challenge you've been struggling to face because it may not seem easy and may seem difficult, I challenge you to put yourself in that situation. Try it out. It may not be easy, it may not go well off the bat, but with a little bit of perseverance, you can get through it, and those challenging things will become a lot easier. But that about wraps up this week's vlog. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. We'll be back next week with another one right here on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out when I post a brand new video right here. And as I've mentioned before, if you do want to sign up for Headspace, they are a meditation app that offers guided meditations, and was how I started my journey through meditating. I've been meditating every single day since we've been out here doing van life, and I couldn't have done it without the help of Headspace to get me started. So there's There's a link in the description of this video for a free trial of Headspace. If you've ever thought about meditating, or maybe it's something you just want to try out for the first time, I'd highly recommend using that link, downloading the app and signing up for a free trial. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video a ton. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this week, and we'll do it all again next week in another video. But until then, you make sure you have a great rest of your day, have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.